Hi, this is Clarissa Shepherd Hayes, aka the Pilates Mommy, and I am sick as a dog, but this is on my mind, and I don't want to lose this idea, so I want to make sure that I share it before it goes poof out of my brain. Something that I've seen or have been coming across lately is Pilates instructors asking what should they put on their resume when applying for other Pilates studios to work at. And so it made me think, what have I had the most success with when applying to studios, and what have I seen work for others? So here you go. Of course, you want to make sure that you include your name, your phone number. Definitely make sure you include your location, and maybe even put in there willing to travel up to X amount of miles, because that will then help you broaden your scope in your area for potential hiring, or to be potentially hired. You also want to make sure that you put your experience, how long you've been teaching, highlight the years, highlight your specialization. So for example, have you only been teaching mat Pilates for 4 years? Or have you been teaching reformer? Do you have experience on the pedal pool, Cadillac? List out the pieces of equipment that you have experience with, because that will help the employer determine whether or not you're a good fit for their studio based off of like your areas of expertise. I would also maybe highlight different special populations that you really work well with. So again, they can know. And, also highlight different areas of opportunity that maybe you would like to get a little bit more knowledge in, because that way the studio owner can kind of see that you are still coachable and you're still willing to learn different techniques and things like that. I find that that's helped. Definitely, like I said, include some of your work history. Include studios that you know that you have good relationship with. That kind of goes without saying. If you have a bad relationship with, or you left on bad terms, I would not include them. I would mainly focus on places that you have a good rapport with. And you may even want to list like a client or two that you've had previously within your resume as maybe a point of contact as needed. What else do I have right here? Definitely make sure that you include technical skills. So simply means like how you put together a flow, how you program, how does your program differentiate from private training to group training, and how that stand out. Highlight some of your wins and your successes. For example, one of the things that I put on my resume, when I was a general manager, we started, when I first took over as general manager, we had 200 people. And by the time I left, we were close to 360 and counting when I left. So I highlighted that growth to show things that I did and things that I implemented helped the studio come back and be successful during my tenure. Also highlight soft skills, because something that Pilates studio owners want to see is that you are multifaceted and that you're a good fit for their studio culture. So if you are a really effective communicator, do you know how to maybe send an invoice? Different things would be helpful for the studio owner to know. Let's see, as far as soft skills are concerned, you could also describe your teaching style. Are you more motivational? Do you do affirmations? Are you more mild-mannered? Things like that also is what's going to make you stand out. Another thing, and my final thought for how you want to stand out in your resume, is talk about or make sure that you have certain keywords in your resume, like maybe you're first aid certified, CPR. You're very punctual. That's a good one, because Pilates studio owners really love for their instructors to make sure to be on time. With your customer service, maybe put high level instruction. Those are going to be some key buzzwords that you want to make sure that you highlight in your resume when applying for other Pilates studio jobs. So hope you can understand me. Hope this is helpful. Hope I feel better sooner rather than later. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.